2.0 QNH1007 trend temporary, wind 270 degrees 20 knots, gusts up to 35 knots, Moonkin information November. Out. Moonkin information November. Met report time 1420 Zulu. Expect independent parallel ILS approach runway 26 right and 26 left runways and use 26 left and 26 right. Transition level 70. Wind 260 degrees 20 knots, gusts up to 30 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers, light showers of rain clouds. Few at 2,000 feet. Scattered tower cumulus detected 2,500 feet. Broken 3,500 feet. Temperature 2.0 QNH1007 trend temporary. Wind 270 degrees 20 knots, gusts up to 35 knots, Moonkin information November. Out. Moonkin information November. Met report time 1420 Zulu. Expect independent parallel ILS approach runway 26 right and 26 left runways and use 26 left and 26 right. Transition level 70. Wind 260 degrees 20 knots, gusts up to 30 knots. Visibility 10 kilometers, light showers of rain clouds. Few at 2,000 feet. Scattered tower cumulus detected 2,500 feet. Broken 3,500 feet. Temperature 2.0 QNH1007 trend temporary. Wind 270 degrees 20 knots, gusts up to 35 knots, Moonkin information November. Out. Moonkin information November.
Hello.
Met report time 1420
and
Zulu.
welcome back.
Expect independent parallel ILS approach runway 26 right and 26 left runway.
So I just got the 80s. It's November. We are at stand 223 Bravo. I think it is.
Oscar 1, Charlie 1.
Three Bravo, yes.
Lufthansa 3 Kilo Mike, contact now München Tower, frequency 118.7, enjoy flight safe landing, goodbye.
Hour 118.7, Lufthansa 3 Kilo Mike, cheers.
Cheers, München Airbus 102, continue taxi to entry November 4 via Delta 6 Blue Line, Oscar.
Alright, let's see if we can get the clearance.
Lufthansa 7 Foxtrot Whiskey, München Apron, good afternoon sir, do you prefer special gate? Lufthansa 7 Foxtrot Whiskey, negative.
We don't have delivery online, do we?
Taxi to gate 203 via Whiskey 2.
No. Ground
Taxi
is...
203 via Whiskey 2, Lufthansa 7 Foxtrot. Taxi to runway 26 right via Oscar 1, Charlie 1. Airflight 1820, negative, you are at the moment at my station, München Apron. At first, taxi to entry November 2 via Oscar 1, Charlie 1.
So yes, I actually managed to get back on the stream, so let's try to compose what I'm going to see. I'm going to see Lufthansa 1842 with information November at stand 223 Bravo, A321Neo, A321Neo, requesting IFA clearance to Toulouse. To Toulouse. München ground, good evening. Lufthansa 1842 with information November at stand 223 Bravo, A321Neo, requesting clearance to Toulouse.
Lufthansa 1842, München Apron, good afternoon sir, information November is correct, startup approved, cleared Toulouse via Allgäu to Sierra departure, flight plan route, climb via SID flight level 70, squawk 2325.
Lufthansa 1842 is cleared to Toulouse via the Allgäu to Sierra departure, climb to flight level 70 and squawk 2325, Lufthansa 1842.
Lufthansa 1842, read back correct.
Perfect. Alright, that was very, very reasonable. Let's now we're ready to program the bugs.
Vielen Dank, deswegen nach München. Schöne Woche, bis bald, ciao.
So we are going to put all of this stuff in. I got the plane back relatively where we had it before.
Airfloat
So
1820, I see you. You're reaching the entry November 2. Contact now München Tower, frequency 118.7. Enjoy your flight, safe landing. Goodbye.
Taxi runway 26 right via November 2, tickets for 2.5.
Airfloat 1820, negative. I see you. You're reaching the entry bridge November 2. Hold short and contact München Tower.
so instead of 2 November, it's going to be 2 Sierra. Probably because it's another runway. 26 left. I don't know. Let's see. Blah blah blah. What was I want to see? The 1 hour and 40. So let's just say 1 hour and 50. About 45 minutes. Time until takeoff. An A320Neo. It's not an A320Neo. A321. And if I'm not mistaken, we are having 195 passengers on board. Put that in here. 96, 95. And
Airfloat 1820, you are on frequency.
we are Wi-Fi. We don't serve meals for such a short, but we serve snack and drinks. Yeah. Safety brief.
Airfloat 1820, contact immediately München Tower 118 decimal 7, please.
Alright, so let's get busy here. LFBO. Yes. Alternate. Oh, find that. Lima, Foxtrot, Bravo, Alpha. Lufthansa 1842. Cost index 10. Oh, let me just minimize this so you can see if anyone is writing in the chat. 340. And minus what? Oh, that's all the way back. Minus 55. At the climb. Iris in it, they are aligned. Nice. And I try to turning this on here. Let me just show you. ILS auto align. So let's say it's not this ADS quick align. It's supposed to assure that if we have any custom scenery, that the runway should align a little bit better. Also, if there is standard scenery where the alignment is bad, it should help that as well. So temperature 3. Going to deal with wind for this short flight here. All right, let's program the box. So departure. Let's find AV tab. Nicely done. Let's go in here. Airport. Departure.
Lufthansa 6 Bravo, München, April. Good afternoon, sir. Do you prefer a special stand?
Must be this one.
Oh, it's not
2 Sierra. Oh, I put a set in, but I did say it right.
Continue taxi to entry Sierra 9 via Delta 4, Oscar 2, Delta 3 Orange Line. Okay, das war jetzt Delta 309, ich darf mal nicht einschreiben.
Let's see. The reason why I haven't enabled my camera this time is first and foremost because that's for both runways.
Entry Sierra 9 via right turn, Delta 4, Oscar 2, and Delta 3 Orange Line. Okay, Sierra 9 is Delta 4, Oscar 2, Lufthansa 6 Bravo. Lufthansa 6 Bravo after Oscar 2, turning right, Delta 3 Orange. After Oscar 2, right, Delta 3 Orange, Lufthansa 6 Bravo.
What did I put into my flight plan?
Very good afternoon. Easy
Put 26 right in. Let's ask him just to be sure.
Easy 5 for Mike München, April. Good afternoon, sir. Information India is correct. Startup approved, cleared Gatwick via Allgäu to Sierra departure, flight plan route, climb via SID, flight level 70, squawk 2317.
Reversing Allgäu to Sierra departure, 70 initially, squawk 2317, easy 5 for Mike.
Easy 5 for Mike, read back correct.
München Ground, Hotel Bravo 128, requesting clearance delivery.
Hotel Bravo 1208 München, apron, stand by, call you back short. Lufthansa 6 Bravo, you pass now, entry Sierra 9er. Continue taxi to gate 309 via Delta 3 Orange Line, Echo 3 Orange Line.
Gate 309 via Delta 3 Orange Line, Echo 3 Orange Line, Lufthansa 6 Bravo.
Hotel Bravo 1208, information India is correct, startup approved. Cleared in Düsseldorf via Give Me 1 November departure, flight plan routes, climb via SID, flight level 70, squawk 1000.
Give me 1 November departure, initial climb the 70 and squawk is 1000, Hotel Bravo 1208.
Hotel Bravo 1208, feedback correct.
München ground, Lufthansa 1842. Which runway can we expect?
Lufthansa 1842, the same as you filed for the Allgäu to Sierra, is out of runway 26 left.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. This is your flight attendant speaking. At this time, please ensure all large...
Roger that. I filed for 26 right, so that's why I'm a little confused. Lufthansa 1842.
Yeah, but the Allgäu departure is preferred for the south departure.
Please close the bin as a courtesy to other passengers. Once all your items are put away, please clear the aisle and sit down in your seat to allow other passengers to find their seats as well. If you are seated in an emergency exit row, please leave the exit seating responsibilities in the safety card in the seat
Alright,
back.
so now we have put that in. So we had Allgäu to November. But that's okay.
From Kilo 160 München, apron. Good afternoon, sir. Read your first.
Alright, let me get some little bit more stuff put in here. Let's look at the ground services. Let's get low pressure air inside. Let me just check to see if yeah, that pressure is fine. Alright. Open the toll list menu here and get the loading stuff going. So AV tab. Let's put in 195 passengers.
71 Lima Yankee radio check.
EasyJet 71 Lima Yankee München, apron. Good afternoon, sir. Read your 5.
Let's turn it down a little bit more. I don't need to talk with him right now.
Terminal 1 with information November, Airbus A320. Can we get the IFR clearance for München?
Let's see. 69080, that's good. Let's get them back a little bit. They're about 25.1 is fine. We need 7,000, so let's put in 7,200 just to have a little bit wiggle room with the fuel. Alright, let me just make sure that I have done all of the sort of the toggle hard. That should give you the HUD. Let me see, did I put up the no, I didn't. Let me give you that fly live top here and PAX overlay. There you go. Oh, we have a lot of rain here. Alright, let's see what else can we figure out to do. Yeah. The XP UPC numbers should be fine. It should be the A321Neo still with CFM engines. Yeah. think there's anything else we need to do, but let's say that we have refueled, so we're going to turn on the ask these guys to drive away, and the same with the fuel truck. Turn on the fuel pumps. Let's see. Do a little bit more housekeeping in here with the lighting.
Jacob Brown, Kilo Juliet 18211 at Mike.
Kilo Juliet November 1811. Continue taxi to entry Sierra 5
All right,
via Whiskey 1.
so far so good. Let me check that
Taxi Sierra 5 Whiskey 1,
Yep.
Kilo Juliet.
pass to sign is it. Let's see how much time we have left before.
boarding going back there?
1 minute. Oh.
Startup
Let us know if you need
clear to destination Düsseldorf via Gateway 1 November departure out of Hamid
See, ABS, we don't need that yet, but let's just ask them to remove the chocks and the low pressure air. Because we already have the parking brakes engaged. Let's turn on the APU.
Confirm flight level 70.
We're ready to go when you are. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 1842 with service to France. Our flight time will be roughly 1 hour and 50 minutes. Please note the cabin door is now closed. We ask that you make sure that all devices are in airplane mode and your larger devices are now shut down and stowed. If you have not already, please fasten your seatbelt and verify it is low and tight across your lap. Your tray tables and seatbacks must be in the
Turn
full
on the
upright and locked position. for
wipers
departure.
here.
Cabin crew,
Pretty
keep your
much
doors for departure.
rain. Let's turn on the beacon. Let's get the rest of the carts to drive away. No, there we go. Check the doors. How are my frames doing? That's okay. Cargo door still open. Let's check. Alright. Perfect. Let's go to better pushback. Pre-plan and
On to
connected first.
108 München Apron.
See, did I program the rest of the box? No. Let's see, red nav. Yeah, I can remember that from last time, so it's fine. ADB.
ECM 1 Lima Yankee. Go ahead.
We are ready for push and start.
ECM 1 Lima Yankee.
69.1.
Facing north, orange line.
Facing north, orange line for 71 Lima Yankee.
Oh, I forgot to put in 25.1. And 7.2.
Air Berlin 415 München Apron. Good afternoon, sir.
That's fine. Performance.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Flaps
Check
1
parking
this
brake.
time.
Flight at route climb via SIT flight level 70, squawk 23.
And we're getting up 0.6. 53. Going to leave that for now. 149. 149. And 151.
Air Berlin 415, feedback correct.
That should be it. Alright.
It's a 160. Give me departure preferred 26 right.
26 right, 160.
So let me see. Where will he probably push us out? Let's see, airport. probably facing south, if I'm not mistaken. Alright.
Cibo Air 323 Bravo, München. Apron, good afternoon, sir. I see your call sign, but read you 1.
Yeah, I can't hear him as well. Alright, let's turn the APU.
Sorry, sir,
off.
also 1.
Let's disconnect external power. Ask ground handling to remove ground handling power. There we go.
Cibo Air 323 Bravo, München Apron. Just now, receive your tree.
Yes, okay.
Front Kilo Juliet, November 1811, at the Whiskey 1. Thank you for your service. Bye-bye.
Thanks for flying to München. Enjoy the week. See you. Bye.
Approaching ground, Lufthansa 1842, ready for pushback.
Lufthansa 1842, pushback approved, facing south.
Push approved, facing south, Lufthansa 1842. Like I said. Alright, let's see. So I am, let me try to rotate this. So I'm looking like this. In order to get south, I need to point that way.
Cibo Air 323 Bravo, source unreadable and broken.
He's not really have a good time with that.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
I want to go here.
Munich ground, Cibo 323, radio check, 123.
Cibo Air 323 Bravo, München Apron. Just now, read you 5. Welcome.
Now connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, releasing parking brake.
Cibo Air 323 pushback.
Starting pushback, and you may start the engines.
We'll start the engines. Start up dual cooling. Go to startup sequence. Let me just wait a second. Let's just quickly do this. AV tab. Aircraft manual.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your complete attention to the flight attendants as they demonstrate.
Before start calculation, we did signs are on auto. Fuel quantity 7.2. Altimeter set. Below the line, windows and doors are both all closed. Beacon on. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is released because we're pushing back. Now we're ready for starting engines, and I will start engine 2. But we'll need the cooling to commence first, so dual cooling.
To evacuate the aircraft, floor level lighting will guide you towards the exit. In the event of a loss of cabin pressure, an oxygen mask will drop in front of you.
Let's take a look outside.
Traveling with children,
Ready for push start. I see 54 Mike, stand one here.
Keep your mask on until a member of the
Easy 5 Mike. Are you able to push back? Straight back, Charlie 3 Blue Line.
Or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps around your waist and buckle at the front. Hold the straps tight. To replace the vest, pull firmly on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If it doesn't
We already set our bed to push back for normal taxi, for normal pushback. Can we do that?
Easy 5 Mike. In this case, hold position, traffic at your 5 o'clock position.
Make sure your seatbelts are fastened and seat backs and trim tables are all in their full upright position. We remind you that this is a non-smoking flight, and that
With Air 160 München Apron.
tampering with, disabling, or destroying the smoke detector.
Engine is available. Let's start engine
Have
1.
a start-up clearance, but not a pushback clearance.
Back in front of you. Please read it and let a cabin member know.
I'm very sorry. I thought I had the start clearance.
Negative, sir. Startup approved, and you're clear to your destination. But anyway, continue, and you pushed in the blue line or the normal Delta 3.
I'll push on the.
Vessel 160, copy that and continue.
Operation complete. Please set parking brake.
Parking brake set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Mention April, Hurricane 117, ready for push.
Air Canada 117, pushback approved, facing south.
Right back approved, so they're going
EZ71 Lima Yankee, are you ready to taxi?
Affirmative, we just wanted to call you and yes, we are ready for that.
Ready
Alright,
at the
let's turn
moment or
this
in 1
to-
minute?
No, right away, we
No.
are now ready for taxi.
Let's
That's
keep it
wonderful.
there.
Your company colleague is waiting for you. EZ71 Lima Yankee, taxi to entry November 2
Go to
via left turn, Charlie 3, Whiskey 1 Orange Line, Charlie 1.
Now it's disconnected and 5 has been removed. Hand signal on the right. I'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
1 for EZ71 Lima Yankee.
EZ5 for Mike behind the EZ Airbus 320, pushback approved, facing north.
Abbiamo the EasyJet pushback approved EZ5 for Mike.
Let's set the
Schnellprinz aus, die Lufthansa 39 Hotel, position 317 Bravo, request FA clearance.
set all of them.
Lufthansa 39 Hotel, München Apron, good afternoon sir, information, Juliet is correct, startup approved, cleared destination Barcelona via Turbo 7 Sierra departure, out of runway 26 left, flight plan route, climb via set flight level 70, squawk 2327. Lufthansa 39 Hotel, cleared destination Barcelona via Turbo 7 Sierra departure, flight plan route, climb via set flight level 70 and squawk 2327.
The cabin is ready.
Lufthansa 39 Hotel, read back correct.
Message from Airbus 415, request push and start.
EZ71 Lima Yankee, I think just ahead of us we have Charlie 4 and Charlie 5. We are facing south.
EZ71 Lima Yankee, I advise you facing north. Roger, please turn the next to the right, Charlie 4, and the rest is given Whiskey 1 Orange, Charlie 1 to entry November 2.
Roger, and apologies, we forgot to face north. We are turning on Charlie 4, Whiskey 1 to Charlie 1.
Station calling, please say again.
Airbus 415, request push and start.
Airlead 415,
Waiting for
are you clear
a hold.
behind you? I have the Airbus 319 on Echo 3.
Stand by.
München ground, Lufthansa 1842, ready to taxi.
Lufthansa 1842, taxi to entry Sierra 8 via Whiskey 2 Delta 4.
Taxi to Sierra 6 via Whiskey 2, Delta 4, Lufthansa 1842.
Lufthansa 1842, confirm entry Sierra 8.
Entry Sierra 8. Sorry, Lufthansa 1842. Alright, so and that would be this, and this for now.
Jet 79 Lima, München Apron. Good afternoon, sir. Stand by, call you back short. Stand by, 279 Lima.
Munich ground Cebu 323, request taxi instructions for runway 26. Right.
Cebu 323, taxi at first to entry November 5 via Echo 3, Delta 6 Blue Line.
And now we're just waiting eagerly to when we are getting the what was it, velocity update for Vatsim.
Cebu 323, taxi November 5, go 3, Echo 3, Blue Line.
016 is ready to taxi.
With 160, Taxiing via Delta 3 Blue Line, Center 2 to the north.
Please repeat.
Wizard 160, taxiing via Delta 3 Blue Line, Center 2 to the north.
Taxi via Delta 3 Blue Line to Center to the north.
Lufthansa 1842, contact München Tower 120.5, enjoy your flight, safe landing, goodbye.
120.5 for Lufthansa 1842, thank you, bye-bye.
Munich ground 323, confirm November 5, Echo 3, Delta 6.
Oh, that's
Cebu Air 323, affirmative. November 5 is in the middle on Delta 6 between Oscar 2 and Echo 3.
München approach 2, ready for pushback.
Air France 972, pushback approved, facing south.
Pushback approved facing south, Air France 972.
Air Canada 117, taxi to entry Sierra 8 via Oscar 2.
Taxi Sierra, entrance Sierra 8 via Oscar 232.
Reserve 160, please turn further to the left. You are now on Oscar 2, swing over Center 2.
Center 2.
Radio taxi G54 Mike.
Easy 71 Lima Yankee, contact now München Tower 118.7, goodbye.
118.7 for Easy 71.
Thank you, Ludovic.
Easy 54 Mike, taxi to entry Sierra 6 via Oscar 1 Orange Line, Charlie 5.
Okay, Sierra 6, Oscar 1, Roger, and Charlie 5 is Easy 54 Mike.
München ground, sorry, please repeat frequency for Lufthansa 1842.
For Juliet on board, request clearance to Düsseldorf.
Lufthansa 1842, München Tower 120.5.
120.5, thank you very much, Lufthansa 1842.
And with Air 160, continue taxi to entry November 4 via Center 2.
And all
München Tower, good afternoon. Lufthansa 1842, holding Sierra 8, expecting takeoff runway 26 left.
Lufthansa 1842, advise able intersection departure Bravo 12.
München Tower, Lufthansa 1842, that should be doable, yes.
Lufthansa 1842, taxi to holding point runway 26 left via Bravo 12.
Taxi to Bravo, holding point Bravo 12 via Bravo 12, Lufthansa 1842. That was pretty easy. Taxiways, just make it here. We can always go Toga if we're needy. But I don't think that's going to be the case. So the next one should be 122.8, because we don't have any further ATC here. Alright, let's ding the cabin. Cabin crew, please prepare for takeoff. We're not having so hard rain, I'm just going to set it to non-ignition.
Lufthansa 1842, report ready for departure.
München Tower, Lufthansa 1842 is ready for takeoff.
Lufthansa 1842, wind 260 degrees 20 knots, gusting 31 knots, runway 26 left, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff, Lufthansa 1842.
München Tower, Air Canada 117.
Something happened, but I cannot see it. I'm sorry.
Canada 117, München Tower, hello, advice, able intersection departure, Bravo 12.
Alright, we've done all I need to do, I'm pretty sure.
Intersection Bravo 120.
Air Canada 117, taxi to holding point runway 26 left via Bravo 12.
Let's do the before takeoff checklist quickly. Flight controls. Well, I didn't check that, but this is a continuation of before. Flaps config 1. Speed, all of that is set. Takeoff runway 26 left. PAX is
323 on November 4.
On because we're doing a
323, München Tower,
flex
hello,
10.
taxi to holding point runway 26 right via November, Alpha 14.
Taxi by November, Delta Alpha 14, Cebu 323.
That was a pretty decent lineup. Let's just get the radar on. There we go. All right. Let's go for 50%. Stick halfway forward, roughly. And it seems to be stabilized now, so let's go for man flex. SIS runway. All throttle is blue, but we have some kind of... Oh, that's the pitch trim. I forgot to set the pitch trim. That shouldn't be an issue. 100 knots. B1, rotate.
With Air 160, wind 260 degrees 20 knots, gusting 31 knots, runway 26 right, clear for takeoff.
Landing gear up.
Air Canada 117, line up runway 26 left.
Line up runway 26 left, here go.
Lufthansa 1842, no further ATC available. Monitor Unicom, bye-bye.
Unicom for Lufthansa 1842, bye-bye and thank you for your service. Alright, we're on Unicom. Yeah, I could feel it when I got up there that it did. I had to struggle to keep it nose up because of the in alignment. But it worked out. Alright, let's go straight to our cruising speed, which should be 340. Let me pop this out so I can see what the heck is going on. A little bit better. Better. Approaching the clean speed area. Spout. I'm just going. I think it's 223, but I'm just going to do it at 250. Sorry, 230. That's what I meant. So about here. Flaps up. Flaps retracted. Let's extend this to 40. Knots. I'm going to enable autopilot for... No, let's just turn it off. Yeah, I know. Go to standard. Let's get the checklist out. We don't have an after takeoff checklist, so but gear is up, flaps retracted, packs are on, and since we are above standard, we are now on standard altimeter. And I'm going to hand fly just a little bit. Just because it is so nice to hand fly. And this is one of the things I find to be most cool about flying like this, is that you can take off in oozing rain, and then when you get above the clouds, it's clear skies and looks nice. Let's get a flyby.
larger portable electronic devices. This is also a reminder to please keep your seatbelt fastened while you're seated and do not congregate in the galleys or near the lavatory. This aircraft is equipped with onboard Wi-Fi.
Should have set it to TARA, yes.
We do offer complimentary in-flight TV thanks to our partners. Connect to the Wi-Fi and you'll be able to access our wide range of free live TV and paid movies library.
You know what? Since there's nothing for me else to do here right now, and this is, like I said a couple of times, this is such a lovely plane to hand fly. I'm going to hand fly it all the way up to the cruise. At least I think I will. Unless we get someone controller who wants me to contact him, then I'll enable the autopilot. So if we can figure out how to fly like this. I've put the stick a little bit down on sort of that little, and it's not a tray table, but per se, but it's kind of like a tray table. Just for the keyboard and mouse, but right now it's for my stick and keyboard, because then I can rest my hand on the on my my armrest. Pretty much just like what a real Airbus pilot would be able to do. Oh, it was you, Ludovic, that subscribed. Alright, it did. The bot didn't tell me on the chat. Thank you very much. I just saw it on a mail, so. Alright, let's. It seems reasonable. Okay, now let's allow the passengers to roam around.
The flight crew has turned off the fasten seatbelt sign. You can now get up and move about the cabin. However, we ask that you keep your seatbelt fastened when using the case of unexpected turbulence.
12327. I am expecting to get a call by Tim Gerstenberg. 123. Oh, maybe I should also fly the plane. 123 decimal. Did it go off now? Yeah. All right. So no one. See, is this going to be a completely controller-free flight? It could seem like it. Well, then we're going to fly a lot on Unicom. I'm going to enable the autopilot now. Then I can put the stick up back again. No, let's just leave it here. Alright, well that was fairly easy. Get a MEDA for Toulouse. And a little sip of coffee. So 280, 60 knots. Drizzle, lower visibility. It's not bad, but it's lower than what we could hope for. 280 means that the runway that I've selected is 260, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just program that in because we don't have any ATC at the moment. So let's see, arrival. See, what did I plan for? Three to left. And it's 280. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's no-brainer. Let's see. So 32 minus 28, that's 4. 28 minus 14 is 14. So definitely 3-2. And since I choose 3-2 left, let's do it 3-2 left. Which is the longest of the runways. We're going to use the Narek 6 Lima. Arrival. We're going to use any bias. No transitions. Just straight in. Insert. See if we have any discontinuities before we put it in. Let me see if we can see the yellow line. Let's get the plan up and cooking, get that out. Yeah, we can see the yellow line here, so let's see how it looks. Yeah, we're going to do a little swivel around, but that's okay. Let's insert that. That shouldn't be a huge issue for this flight here. Let's see, we're still climbing, so I will set something that I forgot. This to above. And let's go back and set the weather radar to 5 clicks up. And everything else is on that I need to be on. Perfect. Alright, so hey. Well, hey. Did they just I think that's fair to say that weather reports, they are part of being on the on Unicorn. So all right, let's get another flyby while we can and listen to the engines here, because one of the things I've noticed with let me just turn this off. One of the things I've noticed with the Pratt & Whitney engines which we are flying now, besides dual cooling, is that if you compare them with the CFM LEAP engines, these engines tend to howl or whine a little bit more. Try to listen for this. And if you are interested to know, these engines that I'm rocking right now, these are the Carter Javal.
The blue we control.
Carter Javal engines. That are modded on the plane. So obviously when there comes a new update, I'll have to remod everything in again, but that's just the way it is. And for some reason that I really haven't figured out, Xenvirus seems to think that we are living in a winter wonderland. And I am not sure how much of Europe is actually covered in snow, but I know that Denmark isn't. But I mean, seasons, I don't mind. It's okay, looks fine. But they're very quiet. Both the Leaps and the CFMs, they are extremely quiet. See if I can move this stripe out of the way. What the heck is that now? Oh well. Let's see if I can completely budge up the line landing here when I have the stick down here. But I guess I have to get used to landing like this, well, at some point. So I can tell you, usually I have my stick standing on my ordinary table. So I have this kind of table where you have sort of an upper large table with monitors and all the other stuff that I have up here, and then I have sort of a little rollout tray table that I can have. Usually it's for the keyboard and mouse, but right now I've put the mouse up on the ordinary table and my stick down on the tray table, and it's landing a little bit, so it means that it's harder for me to pull the stick back. But the nice thing about this is that I can sit and be relaxed while I fly. But I need to figure out exactly how much I need to pull the stick back in order to fly. So that's sort of one of the things that I need to sort of guess rehearse myself a little bit with. Yeah, all right. Let me just check something, because it does 626 left. What did I put in here? I didn't put any runway into my plan, but it says here Algol to Shera to 6 left. And there the stripe is again. Alright, let's see what the fuel planning is giving us right now. 3.5, that's fine. That's more than enough. Let's see, did my alternate come with a route? Yeah, it did. Let's go into flight plan. Just pop out the box so you can look out the window. Did turn off the... Yeah, I did turn off the seatbelt sign.
Premium drinks are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional purchase, we only accept credit cards.
Alright, let's see. So let's go down to the plan with the here. So we need something with Aiken. So much. I don't care what it is. Let's just say 2. Aiken 5 Papa. That's good enough. No transition. Insert. Sorry with all the interruptions, but I have to make sure that my daughter is well fed with her series that she's watching. As you can hear, she's howling like a tortured dog if I don't do anything about it. Let's see, arrival. Oh, we only have RNAVs here. Yeah. Alright, so now the fuel prediction should give us something, and it does. Perfect. Alright, so now we're just cruising slowly. Let's see. Give you a nice wing view here. Of... yeah. Snowland. Snowland. There's Aachen, Aachen. I'm not sure how to pronounce that in French. I guess it is Aachen. Aachen. A-G-E-N. Jean. Must be a Jean. Toulouse is part of southern France. So the reason, let me tell you a little bit about the motivation for me to fly this route here. So one of the are we flying 3.5 or 3.4? 3.4, alright. So on one of the vacations my wife, our family was on, was a trip to southern France, where my parents-in-law had rented a hotel room and a bunch of hotel rooms. Actually, I think it was two or three. I'm not sure. Can't remember. And they invited us down there. So our way of getting down there was, from what I could remember at that point, that we flew from Copenhagen to Schiphol airport, and then from Schiphol to Toulouse. And I looked up yesterday and sort of tried to figure out which companies, which airlines, that was the name I was searching for, flew this exact route. And the answer that came up was that it was KLM. And sort of later, in retrospect, when I was thinking about it, I can remember now actually that it was KLM we flew with. Which airplane we flew, I can't remember, but I know it was, pretty sure it was KLM. But since I'm not part of KLM Virtual Airlines, and I definitely don't have any plans on being part of any more virtual airlines, I decided that I want to retrace the same flight, just doing it with Lufthansa. And Lufthansa has basically the same flight. The only difference is that instead of flying from Copenhagen to Amsterdam and from Amsterdam to Toulouse, they instead fly from Copenhagen to München and from München to Toulouse. So it's basically, you could say, the same flight. It's just a little different. That's all. And at one point I need to change out the because the name of this plane here, because the livery I downloaded was named Delta. Let me see. Where is it? Delta dash DAIEG. So Delta dash Alpha India Echo Golf. But let me show you this. Here it is called Delta dash Alpha India Echo Foxtrot. So the big question is, you could probably answer, which do I prefer? Do I prefer the... Am I wearing sunglasses here? No. Just because the sun's so low that it doesn't make any race. You could ask, which do I prefer? Do I prefer the LEAP engines or do I prefer the Pratt & Whitney engines? Well, I can say this much. Since the LEAPs, they give you, it's not EGT, it is, oh, what's it called? I cannot remember the name. It's flow measurement. I cannot remember the name of it. Since they're giving you flow, a flow ratio, like I say, the issue is that when you start up flying, the idea is that you go roughly to... Oh. You go roughly to half a 50% N1, and then you, when it's stable, you continue with the throttle all the way up to either flex or toga, depending on which one you are using. But on the LEAP engines, you get this flow ratio. You do have the N1 a little bit further down, but for me it's pretty hard to see what the relation is. So yeah, that's why I actually prefer the Pratt & Whitney engines, even though the LEAPs are a little bit easier to start because you don't need to use dual cooling. But dual cooling is not a huge issue. You just need to turn it on and then wait these 30 seconds, whatever it is, and then you're good to go. So to me, it's not a big issue. All right, let's get let's just take a look outside on these lovely clouds. So I'm not sure whether it's the Alps we have down here, whatever it is. But in any case, let's go to AV and go to airports and then remove all of this because we are already all the way out, and let's search for the charts that... Oh, SFO2. How the heck... Ah! LFBO. Toulouse Blagnac. I have no idea how to say that. Arrival, we came with the... Nara 6 Lima. Oh. Nara 6 Lima. So we have 2 here. 2 we can put in as fixed info. So let's just do this right away. I'm going to add the fixed infos. I mean, I can just as well do it now. So we have 1 on 2, and that's probably this one, and it's the standard, I think, so it must be 25. You are from Vietnam, and I should say Sing Chao, is that right? I can tell you my ability to say anything in Vietnamese is extremely limited. And let's go to fix info number 2, and let's put in again Toulouse, Toulouse. There we go. And this time we're going to put in a 10 nautical miles radial. Let's go to plan so we eventually can see how it looks. Oh wow, I could actually say something remotely comprehensible. Yeah. Oh, you know, so let me ask you this before I begin to say anything stupid. Do you have the same reversal of the what is it? It's the family name and given name. Is that how it works? I know it's like that in I think it's in China. I'm not sure about Japan. So but I also know that there's something that you actually say it in reverse. So you say the family name first and then the given name last. But I could also just say both things. Xingqiao. The thing is that I've actually done roughly something like that. Let me see. Oh yeah, nice. That was really good work. Let me see. I'm fairly certain that I've done a flight to this airport here. But I mean, you're on the YouTube channel right now watching. I try to go back and look at some of the earlier VODs I have with streams. I should have made a flight, not exactly these two, this trip, but I'm pretty sure I made one to VVTS. Tansong, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Is that the one in Bangkok? Sorry, I'm completely confused here. That's the one for Ho Chi Minh City. Blah, blah, blah. Let me see. Pretty sure I made a trip to this airport here. That a cow fix is say something. That's something that I can recognize. But I did a lot of flights in the AC area, so. Can I remember how I pronounced it? All right, let's. Hvad? Jeg tror snart, du holde pause. Alright, let's see. See if I can get this to show. Yeah, there was one thing more I wanted to see. Let's get an overview of the airport. The thing is, what does it say? Do David? Let's just say that. I already did a lot of flights in the. We actually just came back from flights in the Asia Pacific area, so. Bye bye. Samkjet. Let's see here. H1 Blanyang 2. I mean, I'm not exactly sure which one of these will be regarded as internationals. Let me see if I can find this on FlightAware, because that's actually where I found it. Let's just check the fixed infos. Because what I wanted to see is that we're going to land on 3-2, so going to land on what was it? Let's see, 3-2 left and right. Yeah, nice. Good work. Look at the plan. 3-2 left, alright. That was what I wanted to see. Alright, so let's go to number 4 and put in the name of the airport. Say 3-2 left. That's the one we wanted, and we want a radial in the opposite direction, so that would be 142, 142. That will give us, if I need to sort of not taxi, but vector myself in, I can use that. So let's see how it looks. Oh. So we have the outer ring here and the inner ring. Let's try to zoom in a little bit. Let's see what is it that we actually expected it to look like. We're expecting to come in via Narak. Let's see if we can find that. We have Narak there. Then we have Netro on the outer ring, which is just just as it should be. Then we have Delta 926 left, and then we have LFBO and a demo, and then we have a standard hold if we need that. And then from there we're connected here to a demo and then flying straight in here. But we could also just probably, what I want to do is vector myself down here and then follow it straight in. That would give a little bit more time to get a proper landing in. So let's go back to ARC and set it to 80 and get rid of all of this stuff. So now we have a I'd say we have a pretty reasonable plan for how we're going to get this bird down on the ground. And I will see what's our estimated time of arrival. So let me just see. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So about 26 minutes. All right. So what is our time to the top of descent? We could go for 360, but with 119, yeah, let's just do it. Lufthansa 1842, overhead defuel, climbing to flight level 360. Alright, let's do that. Just do an oval climb. Certainly is a lot of wind here. We have a hefty tailwind, so what are we doing? 515 knots in ground speed. It's not too shabby. So where are we right now? We are Big N 300. Thank you for following. Big N 300. Wondering why we're going so slow. Let's try to do a manage, see if anything changes. Oh, that's because we have that little ball down there. Let's just do an open now. It's going good. I mean, I honestly didn't think that I would get to be doing this stream here today. The previous stream I got started a little late, and wow. Now it just increased incredible in speed. That was a little bit weird. Still climbing. Alright, let me deploy some speed brakes here. What the frick is going on? That was weird. Speed brakes are fully extended. We are not touching the engines. We are. I'm flying completely. Oh, the wind changed suddenly. Let's go back to auto throttle. Turn off the speed brakes.
Jeg tror det altså ikke, men jeg synes, altså jeg har virkelig gået og nyset og hurtigt og...
Let's enable the autopilot. That was a little bit strange. Yes, that's true. But I didn't expect it to go faster without engines. I mean, I cut off the engines completely, and it still just increased in in speed. I mean, I have to assume that the reason why it happened was that we had a sudden shift in wind. Because when I looked at the wind last time, we had headwind, sorry, tailwind, and now we have headwind. So that would explain why this one here actually measured me increasing my speed even though I actually wasn't, because the wind suddenly began to blow against it. That's the only explanation I have for this weirdness. That must be a flight sim god then. Alright, let's get a meter for Toulouse. But now we are back and we are cruising at the right level and everything is going as we would expect. Or let's see, auto generated Toulouse 31-16-30. So it's fresh in 280, 15 knots, 4500. So the visibility is even lower. So now we have light rain. And bristle, broken clouds at 08, overcast 1500, temperature 8, dew point 8, so fog, probably also some kind of fog, I would expect. Foggy weather. And 1027 becoming 2750 and gusting up to 25. Alright, let's go down and look at the box. Yeah, new cruise, I know. So I already put all of this in. Let's go to performance. Let's put in here 1027. 1027. QNH, temp was 8. Do it like this. I don't mind, it's okay. Wind in this case was 280-15. You did. 280-15. Alright, let's check the, I don't know, since we don't have an Aegis or anything like that. And it probably usually says by ATC. So we're going to look at the runway instead. So that was 32 left. Wow, 100 messages today with Restream chat. Yay! Well, let's see. 32 left. No, not RNAV. Oh, no, not RNAV. Stop. Let's see. Conventional initial. There we have all the ILS. Why are they in the bottom? Alright, so we have... oh, that's because the RNAV approach. Alright, I get it. RNAV initial for 32 left. Let's see. We could do LFBO 06. I'm just going to see. Do we have any? Nothing what I need whatsoever here. So let's go to final approach. ILS 32 left. 5,000, so we're going to use 5,000 as transition levels as well. I'm good. And I can remember your name. Chisai, something like that. But thank you for dropping by for the landing. Let's see how that goes. My landing always goes well, I think. Let's see. So we're coming at 3,000. That's okay. I mean, for most people, the takeoff and the landing are the most interesting part. The rest is just, I mean, goofing around, talking, having fun, and all that. I mean, not having fun in that sense, but just like when you're driving, right? When you're driving when you're driving in the city, you're sort of focused on getting the right. But when you get out on the freeway, sometimes you're a little bit more loose that you can. So it's just like the same here. Yeah, that would be an easy day, depending on how you do it. Because you would lose. Depending on how you formulate the dare. So 200 radio. We could put in bearer as well, but I'm going to use radio in this case here. Flight level, everything else is fine. So yeah. 146 approach. Wonder if I can do a 133 knots approach. I don't know. Let's try it. See if it works. A little bit slower. I have a little bit more thinking time. Alright. That should basically be it. I love this fogginess here. You can almost not see the sun. Let me try to remove my... Even if I remove my sunglasses, you can barely just see it. Let me see what the entry... no, let's just do a managed, and if it goes wrong, we'll go over to a... an open descent. So let me just get some thoughts together here. So we're coming via the Narek 6 Lima. Let me write that down. Narek 6 Lima ILS 32 left to, let's just say flight level 190, because that's what they expect us to be at Narek. That should also be put in. Let's see, flight plan Narek, yeah it is. Let's put that in. For now at least. What is it doing now? I don't know what X-Enviro is doing here, but the wind is changing extremely lot up here. Now, oh. Now it's overspeeding again. It's the X-Enviro god that is out to get me. Alright, so now we should be but that wind is all over the place. Maybe that was what he was talking about before, about the turbulence that he was sort of experiencing. That this is sort of just completely going haywire. Try to go to a should be half flaps, 50%. Yeah, half flaps. No, not flaps. Speed brake. That's what I meant. Go full speed brake because it's still increasing speed. Yeah, I know I could do that, use an open descent, but it should remain relatively. It should be remain within the brackets. See, now it's no. Now the wind changed again. So now it's. Yeah, I have a Discord, and you should be able to just write !Discord, and then it should give you the address to it. You on, if you on YouTube would like to be part of the Discord, you should be able to find it somewhere on the YouTube channel. Unfortunately, the bot doesn't want to work with YouTube for now. And yes, I'm flying an A321Neo. It's with the Pratt & Whitney engines. Lufthansa Neo. So Streamlab bot is awake. That's good. Good news. So now we are increasing speed violently again. This is like trying to manage a raging kid. Just rah! 'Alright, let me just see if I can get time to say this. Today's traffic, Lufthansa 1842 descending to flight level 190 via the Narek 6 Lima arrival, expecting ILS 3 to left. It must be something like that, some kind of flight simming guard, weather guard. Like I said, it must be the X-Enviro guard. Now yeah. I mean, that wind is all over. It's just like it's sort of swiveling around me. See, it's going 32, 33, 34, 3. 350. Alright, so no, 349. Alright. Let's see if it stays there for a little while. No, we don't need speed brakes now. T46, 340. It's so weird. I have never experienced this. I've experienced a lot of strange stuff flying, especially on Microsoft Flight Sim, but never something like this. Well, let's just manage to send down to 3000. I think that was the entry, wasn't it? Yeah, 3000. But we need to go up to 4000. Now 5000 with the to move that over so I can see what the heck is going on here. Let me see. Performance. Go around. 5,000. Alright, so now it seems to behave itself for now. But it doesn't seem to uphold. Oh, it does because it was just below, it's not above. Wasn't it? Yeah, below 190. We're definitely below 190. Hello and goodbye. Let's see, do we have anything on the weather radar here? No, it doesn't seem like it. Let's set the CCAS to below, and let's set the weather radar in case it is functional to negative, tilt minus down. Yeah, for now. Let's see. It can seemingly change. Maybe it's a god that it's a flight god that's just testing me. See if we can manage the plane in weird circumstances. It's just like sort of the test you can never prepare for. Alright, you're flying. So you have now headwind. Alright, headwind. You have now tailwind. Okay, you have now headwind. Okay, you have now tailwind. Ah! Stop it. Headwind, tailwind, Let's see if it's going to be an evening or a night landing. It's getting me ready. It's getting me ready for anything. Oh, it's just a slight wind. Just deploy some speed brakes, then you'll be fine. Well, let's see. Like I said, I've experienced quite a bit of weirdness with different flight sims, with mostly on Microsoft Flight Sim. I'll say that the crazy thing that was with the air temp that suddenly just rose to, I don't know, Venus temp or something like that, 300 degrees in the climb, so the engines were just cooking. And in the other case, I used a Rex Weather Force, which, I mean, they made horrible clouds. They were just looks like the same textures that was rendered again. But they also had, I used it because the Microsoft standard weather was non-functional, and for some reason the Rex weather also became non-functional, just in a different way. In the Microsoft weather, it gave you those weird temps that suddenly just happened, so you need to go down below a certain level to get normal temps again. What the Rex did was that it seemingly doubled the wind speed, so I had 60 something knots side wind or crosswind at 3,000 feet. Oh, and I was just, I'm not landing in this. That is definitely different. Yeah, no, it's just, I have appeased the god, so he's now happy with me again, or she, I don't know. Apparently, at least. And let's see, do we have any control at the Toulouse? No, no control at all. Fortunately, it didn't seem that the, as far as I can see here, the A-cars dinged me for the overspeed, slight overspeed. Oh yeah, that was crazy, man. I'm just doing that descent, and you can literally, I could literally see the runway. It was at I think it was Heathrow. I know that Britain sometimes have crazy winds, but 60 knots at surface level. That is spooky. Ikke lige nu.
Jo.
Hvad siger mor?
Ja.
Kan så finde den?
Den er deroppe på hylden, jo. Du lagde den deroppe.
Jamen, så må du lige vente indtil jeg lander. Ellers må du bede mor om at tage den ned. Jeg kan ikke.
Men det tager for lang tid.
Det er ærgerligt. Oh, that. Oh, it was. That's interesting. It's raining. All right, I'll just hello to Phil. I'll be right back. Sofie, hvis du vil have iPad'en, kommer du herover. Du skal ikke bare gå i sofaen og sætte dig, og så forventer jeg kommer med den til dig. I wonder if that is snow or ice melting, or let me just turn that on. This is parent multitasking.
Ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt sign is now turned on, so it's time to return to your seat and fasten your seatbelt.
All right. Let's go down to 20.
We have begun our final descent into France. Flight attendants will be passing through the cabin to collect any trash one final time. Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in a full upright position. Please also store any carry-on items either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you. Please complete all Wi-Fi related tasks and stow any larger electronics.
All right. I mean, are you talking about the weather app or the actual clouds? I'm pretty sure they're called cumulonimbus clouds because they're raining. But other than that, they are EKCH Enviro clouds. And thank you for following the Phil. Alright, so let me see if I can at least sort of live up to the landing I did last time. I did a reasonable okay 130 something feet per minute landing, so it was reasonable. Hyped? I don't know exactly, but it does propose some interesting things with Vatsim, especially the fact that we are getting a lot better resolution for other planes. That is something I'm definitely hyped for. That's really cool. All right, let me just take over the heading here. But I'm not hyped in the same sense as I would be hyped for something like X-Plane 12. You can find that little... There it is. Let's go full-blown speed limit. Maybe. All right, let's see. Toulouse traffic. Lufthansa 1842, continuing straight, heading 140, inbound for ILS 32 left. That depends on a little bit on how you mean help you with Vatsim. I mean, I've flown enough on Vatsim to know sort of roughly how to behave, but to go all the way to making some kind of tutorial or something like that, I'm not sure I have the means to do that. The brains. Yeah, me too. I have been flying. I have about 300 something hours on Vatsim, and just turn it on in anticipation and set this to ignition in case it's still raining. And we are now, what was the 10:27. Try to get another meter. LFBO. Oh, not an A. LFBO. Send that away and see what comes back. Uh,
2,500.
3,000. Turn terrain on. Let's see. Let's turn right heading. Toulouse traffic. Lufthansa 1842, turning right heading 235. So we can see my little line. Unfortunately, I cannot. What's in one now? Oh, speed brake was out. Sorry. Sorry, little plane. Round spoilers. No, let's set medium because I don't exactly know the condition of the runway. Alright, let's do it direct to the LFBO. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's LFBO. No, CF. That one. Toulouse traffic, Lufthansa 1842, inbound for ILS 32 left, direct Charlie Foxtrot 32 left. All right, let's activate the approach. It does look like, it actually does look like conditions for an auto land. But we'll see when we actually intercept the ILS. We're at 3,000, so let's set this to 5,000. That was our outbound. Let me just set. Let me just override the speed up to 250. Stop moving around. Till we have some kind of intercept. We do have some kind of intercept, so let's go localizer, see if it will hit something. Oh yeah, then you certainly are new to it. I mean, it is, to be honest, a little bit hard to sort of tell exactly about. I mean, it depends on what you want to know. There are some tutorial videos out there already. One of the guys that I have followed a lot, it's called Aviation Pro. He also has the nicest Dutch accent when he speaks English, so just like me, I have a very nice Scandinavian Danish accent when I speak English, so he has a very nice Dutch accent. He's pretty good at explaining what how you should do the different things. But I can give you one very, very sort of strict piece of advice that I think is applicable in any situation you can have on Vatsim. If you are the slightest in doubt on whether, so eyes not detected, so let's turn this off. If you are just the slightest in doubt on whether you can remember something that you're supposed to remember, and that goes primarily, I think most people is thinking about, would be thinking about something like clearances. Say that's probably what most people would be worried about. See, what's the tallest we have here? Oh, 1.2, so it should be okay. Clearances is one thing. Oh, let's arm the approach. There we go. I just saw that it alright, so let's get focused here. Oh, I thought I was slow enough. Alright, fair enough. Oh yeah. Me so clever.
2000.
Yeah, I know. Might have to do a go around here if I cannot. Let's extend the landing gear. That should help slow down. Alright, let's just call it to lose traffic. Lufthansa 1842 on final for ILS runway 32 left. Flaps 2.
1,000.
Flat 3. That looks nice. I think we should be able to manage without the... Alright, we have flaps full now. Ground spoilers are armed. Ding the cabin. Oh no, we need spoilers again just to slow down.
500. 400.
There we go. Ground spoilers are armed.
300.
100 above.
200.
Minimum.
Oh, we're below flight slow.
50. 40. 30. 20.
Retard. Retard.
10.
5.
Not terrible. Could have been better. Was a little weird. Oh, let's just keep them. Let me see. Where am I supposed to vacate?
To France. The local time is 6:11 p.m. and it's currently about 7 degrees Celsius. You can now use
All right, this way here.
Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight. If this is your final destination,
Now the rain effect in itself, it depends a little bit on how you sort of ask. So the windshield effect rain, the rain on the windshield, that is not from X-Enviro, that is from lip rain. But the rain drops, if sort of the rain that you can see, some of that should be X-Enviro if I'm not mistaken. Am I crossing a runway here? Yeah. Toulouse traffic, Lufthansa 1842, crossing runway 14 left. Let's open AVS here so we can see if... let's see. BO. Didn't I turn off the park and brake? No, I didn't. Alright, so when I'm cleared of the runway, I can tell you sort of a short run-up of what I would say is my top advices regarding flying on Vatsim or any other online. It could be EVAO, it could be PostCon. I mean, it could be anything. It doesn't matter which one of them it is. Alright, so let's stop here. Toulouse traffic, Lufthansa 1842 is obviously clear of 32 left. Alright, let's stop. Let's set ignition to, we don't need that now. Let's retract flaps. And block that guy on YouTube and remove him. There we go. Alright, so now I need to figure out where the freak I want to stand. I mean, not stand, but park. So let me see here on the... we can watch this guy come in because he's up here. It's pretty cool. So let's see, we have a lot of parking stands here. Let me see, did get something with a parking stand thing. I think I closed it again. Airport. Parking stands and coordinates. So Terminal D, we have Terminal D, we have Terminal C, Terminal A, down around November 6th. Let's close this one here. November 6th, so that's that one here. I guess we're just going to... Let's just take something on Terminal D. So we're going to go for Victor 10. See, do I actually have that name here? Victor 10. And where should that be? Victor 10 is here. Alright. So let's see, where am I? I'm here. So we're going to follow from here to... oh. Here to here. Then up here. Accepted. Center. Toulouse traffic. Lufthansa 1842. Taxi to stand Victor 10 via Papa 70. Papa 65, Tango 65, and Tango 81. Alright. Let's get going, and now that we're here we can turn that one. Let me just see if it's... That should be. Alright. And I turned, let's turn weather radar off as well. Predictive wind shears now. Weather radar is also off. Alright, let's see. Butter, we're going to see. What did this one here say? 182. You know, I'm actually getting I'm getting the hang of this. Wow. So what is he coming straight for me? No, he's not. Just look like he's trying to ram me. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Toulouse. I love to say that if you say that fast, it could sound a little bit like you're stuttering. Welcome to Toulouse. I have absolutely no idea where the international terminals are here, but I'm just taking Terminal Delta. Yes, I can. So Papa 65 should be up here somewhere. Oh, wrong way. Let's get down to 10. So let me just get the EPU up and running. It is called AVS, and it is by Flight Factor, sorry. I was just otherwise occupied. Alright, we are parked. Seems like we need the stairs for this here, which is perfectly fine. Let's turn this off. Turn the lights off. Get the dome lights on. No, let's just keep nav on to turn that on. We certainly don't need that. Let's turn engine number 1 off. Disarm the speed brakes. Turn the brake fans on. Turn off the beacon and get all our ground handling guys here. This one up. This one. Nope. This. Come on. This one. And this one. Go. And this one. So now we have external power available. Let's put that on. Well, let's take a look outside. Alright, so the taxi add-on is called AVS by Flight Factor. That's all I sort of can tell you. You can look it up on the Explain store or whatever you want to go for it. I find it to be quite useful. And who was it? It was Big N. You talked about, well, yes. One advice that I can give you that is applicable in every situation you can be flying online, basically anywhere, whether it's Vatsim, EVAO, POSCON, what's it called, Pilot Edge, and whatever you have, no matter which one of them it is. If you are in doubt of being able to remember what you're told, write it down. And there are some little tricks that you can do. So for example, unless you file a flight plan that is completely bust, I mean completely useless, no matter where you take off from, which runway they're giving you, you can always expect that some combination between your first waypoint and your departure. So for instance here, I was pretty sure that I would be getting the Algon or whatever Algol, whatever it's called, something departure, meaning that I can sort of put down on paper what I'm expecting to hear. One other thing is that you can say that your departure clearances always comes in a certain order. There might be more to it, there might be less to it, but it usually is something with where you're cleared to. If the clearance controller don't know the exact name of the run at the airport, he could probably give it to you in phonetic letters. So for instance, in this case here, if the controller at München didn't know that I was going to Toulouse, he could also have told me that I was cleared to Lima Foxtrot Bravo Oscar. Then you'll get to know how you're cleared to it, so where you're going from and to. In this case here, they might say the Alcon to November. Actually, I got I think it was the Alcon to Charlie, but it doesn't matter. Let's just put what I have in the plan here. No, it was the Alcon to November departure. They might say with the Algo transition, meaning from the departure to this point here, the first waypoint you have. Then they're usually going to give you unless they expect you to read it off the charts, they're going to give you a flight level. So in this case here, I was cleared to Oh yeah, I put it here. Sorry, I just made it in. I just made the first letter. So I was cleared via 26, expecting runway 26 left. He didn't say that, but I was cleared via the alcohol to Sierra departure with the alcohol transition. They may say then as filed or after you're according to your flight plan, something like that. Then they will give you a flight level. I was cleared to flight level 70, so 7,000 feet. And then you'll be given a squawk code, 2325. They might also say something like initially cleared to flight level something, expect higher clearances X minutes after departure. Then they might give you a departure frequency, departure on 120.50 or whatever it may be. And then they're giving you a squawk code 2325 in my case here. And then you're expected to read it back, and the reason why you're expected to read it back is not to be examined in whether you can remember things or not. The reason why you expect, and I mean it feels like that, the reason why you read it back is because you and the controller is sort of going in an agreement together, that you agree that this is what you're going to do. But clearances, I write that down. I always write taxiways down because they might be very complicated to figure out. Sometimes they will even break it up to you, so you have to sort of go clearances at several steps. And anything that I expect myself not to be able to remember, and depending on how I feel, it might be something simple as getting vectors. So being told getting a vector and an altitude change at the same time, I will write that down if I doubt I can remember it. So that might be turn right heading 250, descend to flight level 77080, something like that. I don't know. I'll write that down if I can remember it. So that would be my number one advice to anyone here on starting on Vatsim or something similar, is write down, if you're in doubt, write down more than simple.
Hvor sagde at jeg kunne få 5 minutter.
15 minutter. More than anything that is more complex than just simple commands, like for instance, climb to a flight level or descend to a flight level or turn to a heading or something like that. There. That would be my advice. And other than that, just get practice. I mean, try to practice yourself doing the lingo, the phraseology that is being used. Basically, you can say, I wouldn't say anything, but still, in some ways you can. That's true. Some of them do, some of them don't. I had one ATC earlier today, a center controller over Germany. He was very, very slow and very expressive on what he wanted people to do. So instead of saying something like climb to flight level 340 and direct alcohol, he would say something like let's just use my Lufthansa 1842, climb flight level 1350, flight direct Golf Alpha Lima Golf Oscar Lima, something like that. I know it's, but he was very, very slow, very clear. But there are some that just yeah, flight blah 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 blah. It's just what? But remember, one thing that's very important, begin. The ATC, obviously, they expect something of you. They expect you to listen. They expect you to be present. And I have 2 kids around me, so I can tell you that's dang hard. But they're also there to help you. So if you're in doubt of what they said to you, then just ask them to repeat it. Like I said, I mean, like I did just today. I didn't know if you got to see that or you came in a little bit later. I was being told to taxi to holding point Sierra 8. And when I entered Sierra 8, the nice controller told me to contact tower on 1220.50. And I was sort of contact tower on 1250. And then I sort of did a little bit sort of fumbling around, and then you just completed what the heck was it that he said? Because that frequency wasn't mentioned anywhere or sort of put in on the mentioned in the on the list. So I just, when I had the window, I just politely said München ground, Lufthansa 1842. I'm sorry, but could you repeat the frequency for me, or Lufthansa 1842? And then he said, Lufthansa 1842, contact tower on 120.50. That's it. So if you're in doubt of whether you could remember what they said, or if you didn't hear it or whatever it is, ask them to repeat it. And they may write it to you in letters instead. Another advice I can give you, that mostly, I would say mostly work for now, what I've seen with the German controllers. Every controller that says it should have it functional, but the only place I've gotten it working for much is in flying over Germany, and that is use CBDLC. So you can download a program called EKCH-EDDM. It's a little program that you need to install on the computer. It's not very big. You need to run it at administrator. You put in your you need to also have an ACAS account on Hobby NL. You basically just put in your email address, and then you get a Hobby code back. And you need to put that with your Vatsim ID into the EKCH-EDDM. And then when you connect, you have an option that says okay. Then you have an option to for the first, you can request a pre-departure clearance, meaning that you don't have to do the readback. They will send it to you in text, your clearance in text, and then you just have to select, can you you'll say Wilco or not cancel, but the opposite, that you cannot you're not agree with it. You can say standby, or there's another option that I can remember, but basically it's Wilco, standby, or whatever, depending on what you want to do. Usually I just say Wilco because the pre-departure clearance are usually very good. I mean, they're usually very close to what I would expect. And then you can log on to the ATC problem. DM you what? I mean, I'm not sure what you're meaning. That problem. What problem? Then you can log on to the ATC that you're flying, or is usually center because it's a in-flight service. And when you have logged on to the server, they can give you can ask for clearance to higher, lower altitudes. You can ask for directs. They can give you directs. They can ask you to climb or descend. But the cool thing about it is that it is in text. And you don't have to remember whether you replied correctly or anything like that, because you just press Wilco or cannot comply or whatever it says. I can tell it's the program itself. Program. It's called EKCH-EDDM. I can probably find you a link. Let me see. Easy. Here's the link. It's very easy to use, and when you have a controller that actually will give you CBDLC, that kind of way of communicating, it's very, very useful, because it alleviates a little bit of some stress of the controller to constantly having to remember who called and remember to call back, answer back and all that. But also it helps, let's get back into the flight deck and shut the airplane down. So let's turn this off, turn this off. It also helps the ATC, because then they can take everything in a timely, reasonable manner, because they have sort of all of the requests are ticking in sort of automatically on a system, instead of just having a heck of a lot of people asking questions at once, and also people sort of asking in over each other. Yeah, I forgot to set this. Oh, I just turned it off, I don't know. Turn that pump on. Let's turn the APU off. Forgot to release the seatbelt, but they apparently found their way out anyway. End flight. Let's see. Moderately ahead of schedule. Soft landing. Thank you so very much. And comments. They'll be recommending you at. Let me just show you. So they'll be recommending me at work. They'll be telling their friends about this airline. Nothing better than a few mid-flight drinks. Yeah, let's save it and say bye-bye, exit. So let me see if I can show you, because it's a double window here, so it might be a little bit hard, but I do have, let me see. Display capture. No, not that. That's just going to be there, display capture. Double screen. Way. Here you go. Here you can see it. So this is basically how it works. So there are two things that you can do up here. You can use a telex. The telex, you can send free text to the recipient. So if you know someone who's, you know the call sign of them, you can send them a telex, free text message. If you know, for example, here, you can send a request for a MEDA. Let me see if I can find LSGG. What is that? That is Geneva. Geneva has a... so here you got the MEDA for Toulouse. So 31 today, 17:30, so that's about 10 minutes ago. 290, 11 knots, clear visibility, blah blah blah, all of that. Go back to telex, I go to ATIS, and then I can look for, what is it, LSGG? See again. Yeah. Send that. Now you get the text form of the ATIS, so you can see this is Geneva Information Bravo at 1720, ILS approach runway, blah 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 blah, all of that. Now I'm not going to do it, but basically we could Go over here low. Let's see if they have CBD DLC LOVC. So that's Vienna. Then I could go into ATC. If you want and that's the cool thing here, because it's going to fetch everything from when you're online on Vatsim. It's going to fetch everything you need to tell it, except for two things. You need to tell it your stand, and you need to tell the current ATIS. And if you are going to get a CBDLC, then you are definitely also getting an ATIS. So you can request a pre-departure clearance. A pre-departure clearance is basically just like an ordinary clearance. It's just something that you get in text form, and you don't need to read it back. You are replying back that you acknowledge the clearance. But the cool thing is that you can also log on to an ATC unit. So in this case here, if I wanted to flew over Vienna airspace, I could log on using Lima Oscar Victor Charlie. So I would say Lima Oscar Victor Charlie. Then I would send. I'm not going to do that. It will send down here. It will send a request for log on. If he acknowledges the log on, it will say that you are logged on to the server. If you go back to the ATC here, you can see you have to grade out here request and report. Report is basically kind of like the position report that you need to do over when you're doing transatlantic. Sometimes you need to. If you don't have ADSB on your plane, then you need to do precision report. You can use that. Requests that you can request, directs, high altitudes, and this is a beta, so some more things are going to be added to it. But this is, in my opinion, an extremely brilliant system. Especially, it's very cool to use when you're doing long hauls. If you, for example, doing cross the pond, there it would be extremely interesting to have, because you can communicate with the both the Shenwick and the Gander controller without having to say a word, basically. But let's say you were, I'm pretty sure that the telex here also works, so I don't know if I can send someone for myself. Let's see. Let's see, 1842. Let's see if this works. Let's say test. Send. Yep, I can send messages to myself. So that's basically what would happen. So if I knew one of your, if you had, it doesn't need to be EC CDPLC, it just needs to be CDPLC with telex and ATC information available. I could send you a message like that, and we can sort of communicate via text without using the built-in Vatsim text system, private messages. So that's one way also of communicating between planes. But its primary use is we have, what's that? Let's see. Barcelona control. Let me ask him. No, he'll probably be. But if you flew over, you can, for example, see here it says CPLC and PDC, LECB. So again, you'd go in here, ATC, request pre-departure clearance. Recipient, it would say LECB. You would put that in. Then you'll put in your pre-departure clearance, who you are, where you're from and to, stand, ATIS, and then send. That's it. So it's very cool to use, and I like to use it. Alright, let's disconnect from Vatsim, and let's disconnect from CDPLC. Anything else I need to? Yeah, fly, live, dashboard, hills. No. I can close down PFPX, close down VAT Prism, and remove this here so you don't see that. Remove this and remove, where is it? Packs overlay. Packs and packs overlay. So now we only have, oh, what did I remove now? Oh, never mind. Fly live top. Let's remove that as well. Yeah. All right. Let's get the plane back in a state of cold and dark. So let's go through our checklist here. Aircraft, landing, parking. So APU bleed is on and is now off. The Y electric pump is off. Engines are off. Seat belts are off. Parking brake are set. But I am going to ask the ground crew for giving us chooks and then turn the parking brake off. And radar PWS, predictive wind shear, is also off, in the off position. We have turned the TCAS and transceiver off. Securing the aircraft, fuel pumps are off, ADS are off, crew oxygen is off, APU bleed and APU is off, emergency exit lights are off, parking brake is off because we're using chooks, APU and battery is off, so we're going to turn off external power and set it to medium. And now we can ask the ground crew to remove all of this, including the ground power unit. Alright, the plane is now in a cold and dark state. I hope that you enjoyed the stream. I know that a couple of you have followed me on Twitch. Thank you so much for that. If any of you are watching this on YouTube, I'm not meaning live, but watching this as a VOD, then please remember, likes and subscribes. They really help my channel. And it really doesn't matter whether you like it or dislike it, just that you actually just make a statement, say something. It's nice. And I hope that I will see you on Wednesday, where we'll be doing a new stream. So I'm not sure where maybe we'll be flying. I don't know where we're flying this time. Somewhere from Toulouse, maybe back to München. I don't know. The sort of theme for the streams that I'm doing online fly right now is kind of like real world, trying my best, besides the screwed up landings and all of that, trying my best to fly as a real airliner pilot would do. So we have routes that we're going to fly, real existing routes. This was a real existing route that existed from Copenhagen to Toulouse, with a mid-landing or whatever you want to call it in München. Yeah. So come back Wednesday and we'll have some more fun. I don't know if I'll just fly a little bit for myself or actually make a video tomorrow, but either case, we're going to see each other on Wednesday. So stay safe out there and stay healthy and all that, and I will see you around. Bye bye.